ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्म विद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च mantra number 16. शतञ्चैका च हृदयस्य नाड्यः
शतञ्चैका च हृदयस्य नाड्यः
तासां मूर्धानमभिनिसृतैका
तासां मूर्धानमभिनिसृतैका
तयोर्ध्वमायन्नमृतत्वमेति
तयोर्ध्वमायन्नमृतत्वमेति
विश्वङ्गन्या उत्क्रमणे भवन्ति
विश्वङ्गन्या उत्क्रमेण भवन्ति।
भाष्यं शतं च
शतं च
शतसङ्ख्याकाः
शतसङ्ख्याकाः
एका च
एका च
सुषुम्ना नाम
सुषुम्ना नाम
पुरुषस्य
पुरुषस्य
हृदयात् विनिसृताः
हृदयात् विनिसृताः
नाड्यः शिराः
नाड्यः शिराः
तासां मध्ये
तासां मध्ये
मूर्धानं भित्त्वा
मूर्धानं भित्त्वा
अभिनिसृता निर्गता
अभिनिसृता निर्गता
सुषुम्ना नाम
सुषुम्ना नाम
तया अन्तकाले
तया अन्तकाले
हृदये
हृदये
आत्मानं वशीकृत्य योजयेत्।
आत्मानं वशीकृत्य योजयेत्।
Yeah. So this is what we were studying last time. We saw that this mantra, number 16, is a deviation from Brahma Vidya, because it is talking about the movement of Sukshma Shariram at the time of death through the Sushumna Nadi and other Nadis for people who are not jnanis. Okay, that is the essence. That is what is being described in this mantra. Because movement of Sukshma Sharira. Why we are saying not jnanis? That is because for a jnani there is no gati. Gati is not there. So it is, this mantra is talking about gati. Therefore, it is not about Brahma Vidya. Okay. Whenever gati is there, movement is there, kriya is there, karma is there, you know it has nothing to do with jnanam per se. So it's talking about the people who have done the upasanam that Nachiketa asked for, Virat Upasanam, Nachiketa Agni. Then they go to Brahmaloka. So that Sushumna Nadi, through the Sushumna Nadi, the jiva travels at the end of their life and then travels towards Brahmaloka. And then through the other nadis, everybody else travels. That is what is described. So we saw that Shatancha Eka Sushumna Nama Hridayati Vinisritaha Natyaha. From the heart, as it were, these nadis are all emanating. From the heart, as it were. Okay? Because commentators give both meanings. They say Hridayat Vinisritaha, literally, physically from the heart, nadis are emanating, or nadis are there, need not emanate from the heart per se, but the focus must be on the heart, because the last moment one has to focus the mind on the Sukshma Shariram, which means on the senses and the pranam, and then focusing, the person has to focus on the heart, then as though the Sukshma Shariram is there in the heart, and then it has to be gradually coaxed to come out of the Sushumna Nadi. Okay. Therefore, two meanings are there like that. So either the nadi is emanating literally from the heart, or the nadis are there, but the focus must be on the heart. Okay. So either one is okay. Abhinisrita nirgata sushumna nama taya antakale hridaye atmanam vashikritya yojayet. This we saw last time. Yojayet. Yogam kuryat. The antimakala yogam kuryat. That kriya which was already taught to you to be done at the end of your life, please do that now. That is the idea here. All right. So from your PDF file, page number 72, we are continuing, third line onwards. Let's read the next line. Taya nadyaha. Taya nadya. Taya nadyam.
Taya nadya.
Urdhvam uparyayan. Sorry, urdhvam.
Urdhvam.
Upari.
Upari.
Ayan gachan.
Ayan gachan.
Adityadvarena.
Adityadvarena.
Amrutatvam.
Amrtatvam.
Amarana dharmatvam.
Amarana dharmatvam.
Yeah, we're going to put a semicolon there after Amarana dharmatvam. Okay. So he's continuing to explain further. The third quarter of the mantra. Taya urdhvam ayan amrutatvam eti. That is what is being described here. Okay. Taya. So taya means singular here. Singular. So taya nadya. Through that nadi, that one nadi, not 101 nadis, through that one nadi, only for that one nadi is being talked about now, Sushumna nadi. Later on, the fourth quarter of the mantra is going to talk about other nadis, what happens. So right now, taya, ekaya, sushumnaya, nadya, through that one nadi, okay, what happens? Urdhvam upari ayan gachan. Urdhvam upari. Very straightforward here. Upari. Upari means going upwards. Okay. Upwards. Ayan. Gachan. Gachan means moving upwards. Moving upwards because it has to come out of the head, So it has to move up. What has to move up? Sukshma Shariram has to move up. Entire prana, focused prana is now moving up. Means the rest of the body is very soon going to just become motionless. It's going to become a corpse. Okay, fine, the shortly, right? So, but the focus is there, right? At this very moment. Then what happens? Aditya Dwarena. So now some technicalities are there here. Okay. So Amritatvam eti. Amritatvam is of course Amarana Dharmatvam. The status of deathlessness is Amritatvam. Shankara is going to explain the meaning of Amrutatvam shortly. He's going to give two meanings. And before that, we have to look at this Aditya Dwarena. Through the Dwara. Dwara is a passageway, door, whatever it is, that through the channel, through the sun channel. They have in the car, they have this sunroof. So like that, something we have to imagine, Aditya Dwarena. So if you look at Bhagavad Gita, 8.24. We have studied all this, by the way. Don't look at me as though it's something new. You all studied all this. It is there in your notebook at least. Okay. 8.24. I'll read that to you. Okay. If you have the book. Okay. Agnir Jyotiraha Shuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam. Like that, you will get a mantra there. Okay. So that is called Aditya Dwaraha. Okay. Agnihi Jyotihi Ahaha Shukla. That particular, it is the path which is called what? The Agni path. Agni path. In India, they have a big thing. It's called Agni path. Okay, it's a very big thing. We're not going to get into that. But Agni path. So Agni path. That's what I'm saying here. So the path through which this guy is going to travel, it is called the path of Agni, path of Jyoti. He doesn't say, Krishna doesn't say Aditya here, but same Aditya is being described by all these words. Okay. And then Uttarayanam, also called the path which is often taken during Uttarayanam, sometimes called as Uttarayanam also. Because Uttarayanam, the sun is the earth is traveling towards the sun, as it were. The days are getting longer, and so Shanmasa, 6 months, like that. He talks. Krishna is talking like that. That is called Aditya Dwaraha, and that is called Shuk Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Vido Janaha. That it says that. So there he's talking about what is called Shuklagati. Shuklagati. Then in 826 he says, he names that thing as Shuklagati, Shukla Krishnagati Hyete, like that he says in the 26th shloka. So that is called Shuklagati. What is the Shuklagati? Those people who have done a lot of Upasanam, okay, lot of Upasanam, Nidithyasanam, without much Shravanam, then only the Upasanam will take you to Brahmaloka. If you do a lot of Shravanam and Upasanam, what will happen?
No Gati.
No Gati is there. Jivan Mukti is there. So Jivan Mukti is there, but somebody did not do that. Upasana focused person will still get the benefit. The benefit is going to Brahmaloka. So now also you all can decide whether you want to go to Brahmaloka and be there. He's going to say next in Krishna has already told us for a long time. Brahmaloka, if you're lucky, there in Brahmaloka, you can get taught by Brahmaji also. You get bored by all these teachers and all that. Brahmaji is there. He can teach you. And Chaturmukha Brahma also. So maybe it's, surround sound might be there. We don't know. So all those things might be there. So that Brahmaji will teach. And what happens? Then he will become, she will be a Jivan Mukta in Brahmaloka. Correct? And Jivan Mukta means what? Clock is ticking, you are going to be alive for a long time. How long? That the length of Brahma's life was mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. So many 100 Brahma years is equal to 2000 Chatur Yugas. That how long we can live there and being a Jivan Mukta. So like that, all those descriptions are given.
311 trillion years, human years.
Okay, 311 trillion human years. Okay, and the 51st year is going on now. Now we are in the 51st. And so half of that is gone already. So therefore, this is the background. You have to keep that in mind while we read the next. He's going to describe what this Amritattvam is. Okay, so let's read that next portion. The Aditya Dwarena. Now the Sukshma Shariram was already departed. Now rest of the things is going to follow. Okay. Apekshikam.
Apekshikam.
The first meaning of Amritatvam is given now. First meaning, you can put like a one or something there. Apekshikam.
Apekshikam.
Abhuta Samplavam.
Abhuta Samplavam.
Sthanam.
Sthanam.
Amritatvam hi Amritatvam.
Amrutatvam.
So there is a Pata Veda here. Hi Bhaashyate.
Hi Bhashyate.
So is that what it says in your book also? Hi Bhaashyate?
Yes.
Okay. So Gita Press slightly different. Vibhavyate.
Vibhavyate.
You don't have to write that down. That is just for your information. Iti.
Iti.
Smritehe.
Vritehe.
Brahmanava.
Brahmanava.
Saha kalantarena.
Saha kalantarena.
Mukhyam amritatvam eti.
Mukhyam amrutatvam eti.
Bhuktva.
Bhuktva.
Bhogane.
Bhogana.
Anupamane.
Anupamana.
Brahmalokagatan.
Brahmalokagatan.
Yeah. So two meanings of Amritatvam are given here. First meaning is what? Apekshikam. Apekshikam is relative. Relative moksha. That is the meaning. Apekshikam is relative. Relative means compared to what, you should ask. Compared to the life that we know. Compared to the life that we know, that is moksha. Going to Brahmaloka is as good as moksha because long time life and what kind of life it is going to explain here. I'll come back to that. Mukhya, okay, Brahmanavasa, okay, that's going to come later. Abhuta Samplavam Sthanam Amritatvam. So this is a moksha which you get by simply going to Brahmaloka. That itself is moksha. There is no Brahma Vidya and all. But going to Brahmaloka is called moksha, sthanam. What kind of sthanam it is? It is a state where you are living in Brahmaloka. How long are you going to live there? Abhuta Samplavam. Samplavam means pralayam. Dissolution, resolution. Of what? Abhuta. Of all Panchabhutas. Means the entire universe is just resolved. Pralaya. Pralaya, you should say. Pralaya. So the end of, until the end of, or until the approach of Pralaya, which means that until the end of Brahmaji's life, one can live there. That is called Apekshikam Amritatvam. As said in this Vishnu Purana sloka is there. Vishnu Purana 2.897. It is Smritehe. From that Smriti. Vishnu Puranam is Smriti, not Shruti. So Smritehe. This is the first meaning of the Amritatvam. There is no, okay, that much is there. All right. So 8.27 Bhagavad Gita. How long, if you ask, all that is given. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Duhu Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratra Vido Janaha. We saw that in the 8th chapter. The length of the day and night of Brahmaji and his entire life, etc., was talked about there. Sahasra Yuga. Day is 1,000 Chaturyugas and night is 1,000 Chaturyugas. So the total one day, Brahma day, is equal to 2,000 Chaturyugas. Solve that. All right. So Swamiji says, he gives a nice example. It's like somebody got a job. Somebody got a job. So then he's happy. He got a job. And then he's on, after 6 months, he comes and he's ecstatic. What happened? I was on probation for the last 6 months. Now it's a permanent job. Now it's a permanent job. Swamiji says this guy is not permanent. Permanent companies are not permanent. Nothing is permanent, but his job is permanent. So that joy that you get, that is the same joy you can get by going to Brahmaloka. Okay. So Brahmaji himself is not permanent. Anyway, then that is the first meaning, relative moksha. Correct? Apekshika amritatvam or apekshikam amritatvam. Right? All right. Next, Brahmana vasaha kalantarena mukhyam amritatvam. Now, the second meaning of amritatvam is not apekshikam amritatvam, mukhyam amritatvam. Mukhyam means the amritatvam that people really want. The final, I want, this is not temporarily going to Bali and then spending 5 weeks there and then having fun. Not that kind of moksha we want. Okay. It is permanent. Nityam. Atyantikam amritatvam, mukhyam amritatvam. These are all synonymous. And that is a moksha where there is no longer any more travel. That's the finality to the jiva's life, right? That is called mukhyam. And what is that? Brahmana saha va kalantarena mukhyam. Very interesting it is here. He's saying, Brahmana saha. Along with Brahma, you can get moksha. Brahmana saha. Saha tritiya. Along with Brahma. So interesting it is. If anybody decides, I want to not only be taught by Brahmaji, but I can stand, take a picture, selfie with Brahmaji and say, both of us got moksha. Something like that, if you want to say, Brahmana vasaha kalantarena. Kalantarena means in time, not immediately. Because this is a long, time scales are very, very long. So kalantarena, in time, in some long time. And what do you do during this long period? Bhuktva bhogan anupaman. Bhogan bhuktva. You can enjoy life like nothing. Anupaman bhogan. There is no example. We can't give any examples and all that. Shankara himself is saying, I can't give any example. Because anupaman, upama nahi hai. Upama means not upama. Upama means there is no comparison. I mean, there's no comparison in this life. Yeah, we can't give any comparison. So that kind of extraordinary, ultra, we can't even use a word, anupaman, bhogan, unexplainable joys after experiencing all that. Brahma Loka Gatan means which are only available in Brahma Loka. Brahma Loka Gatan means which are experienceable only in Brahma Loka. Those kinds of experiences, after having experienced all that, then along with Brahmaji, both of you get Mukhya Amritatvam. After that, there is no more journey. That is what is being said here. Very, very interesting. All right, let's continue. Now, the fourth quarter of the mantra is going to be described by Bhaashyam. Vishwang
Vishwang
Nana Vidha Gatayaha
Nanavid Gatayaha
Anyaha Nadyaha
Anyaha Nadyaha
Utkramane
Utkramane
Nimittam Bhavanti.
Nitam Bhavanti
Full stop. Samsara Pratipatyarthaha
Sansara Pratipatyarthaha
Eva
Eva
Bhavanti Ityarthaha.
Bhavanti Ityarthaha.
Now he is going to talk about the other nadis. One nadi story is now over, finally. Ekaya Nadya Shushumnaya Nadya. That is, journey is over. So what happens to that journey? Through that journey, either the person can simply go to Brahmaloka and enjoy. Okay. Or can go to Brahmaloka and get moksha. Get moksha. One is relative moksha. Relative is that life in Brahmaloka is called relative moksha. But when that guy has to return back, and then or through that same nadi, you can go get taught by Brahmaji, and that is called Krama Muktihi, and that is called Shukla Gatihi also. Gatihi should terminate in moksha in Brahmaloka. All right. So those two possibilities are there. related to Shushumna Nadi. Okay. Then, now, what about the other nadis? That is what he's talking about. So, these topics are not very interesting to Vedantis. Vedantis, because some of you are yawning and all. That's why I felt like saying it. Because it's natural too. Because this nadi business and all, we're not that interested. It's all part of Kriya. It's a Kriya, Karma, Karma Phala. And so, we are all Jnani people. We are all Jnana people. So I can imagine why seems like a very boring digression, Vijay. I can't help it. I can't simply say, let's skip mantra number 16. I can't do that. It's not in our tradition to do all these things. No Acharya has ever done it. Shankara has written a commentary. We can't say just let's skip it. We can't do all. Vishwang. Okay, Shankara is saying it is a Sanskrit word. It means Nana Vidha Gatayaha. Nana Vidha Gatayaha. So Vishwang. In a way, we have seen this word before. In a way. Long ago, I'll give you the mantra number. It is, write this down, 1.4.4 in this Upanishad only, where he talked about, in 1.4.2, he talked about Shreyascha Preyascha Manushyametaha Tau Samparitya Vivinakti Dhiraha, like that he said. So Shreyas and Preyas, there are two paths like that he had said, right? Then in 1.4, he's describing these two, and he's saying, Duramete Viparite Vishuchi, like that he said. These two paths are just divergent paths, opposite, going in different directions and all he talked about, right? That Vishuchi, that word is there. That word is related to this word Vishwang. Vishwang means dispersing, diverging, spreading. That's the meaning of the word Vishwang. And therefore, Shankara here is saying, Nana Vidha Gatayaha. Gatihi is Ekavachanam, singular. Movement. Gatayaha means movements, directions. Nana Vidha Gatayaha. Different types of journeys. Because so many nadis are there. 100 nadis. 100 nadis are there, which will lead the person to different types of lives. Nana Vidha Gataya. Anyaha Nadyaha. Those other nadis. Anyaha Shata Nadyaha. Utkramane Nimittam Bhavati. Hey, these other nadis serve to take this person to other worlds and of very different varieties. Because Ekaya Nadya, only one variety we talked about. Maximum two varieties. One is you go there, enjoy, and come back again to earth, or you go there, get moksha, and don't come back again. These are the two things. But here, Nana Vida and many different types of journeys are possible. And Shankara is saying, what is the meaning of that? Samsara pratipatyarthaha eva bhavanti ityarthaha. Means samsara pratipatti. Means gaining of samsara. Perpetuation of the samsara. Perpetuation. Because now also I'm a samsari. After going through all this detour and maji and everything. Okay, not that. Now this is a different nadi. And after going through all the other nadis and all, which means typically Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. That is Vajagovindam language. Samsara Pratipatyarthaha Bhavati. These other nadis serve to perpetuate samsara. Yeah, Anirudh.
So we read Na Abhishwanga Putra Dara Gruhadishu in Bhagavad Gita. Is that the same Abhishwanga? No.
No.
Okay.
Vishwanga. Vishwanga. No.
Okay.
Good observation, but no, it's not. There, Abhishwanga, I think it is Shwang, it is related to sticking, oily. That kind of word is there, Abhishwanga. Just like you touch oil, then immediately it's sticky, gluey, gooey. That is the meaning of Abhishwanga. So I don't think so. There's no connection between them. All right. So that completes this mantra. and which we now understand. It is talking about the result. One result is for through the Sushumna Nadi gaining Brahmaloka. For those people who have done the Virad Upasana, Nachiketagni and Virad Upasana, and who also have to go through that process during the last stages of their life, Prayana Kale, for them there is the Sushumna Nadi is very important. For other people, also other gatis are described in this mantra. And therefore it's called a diversion. It's a diversion from all the main topic that we've been talking about. All right, let's see the Anvaya here. Hridayasya Nadya. Hridayasya Nadya Shatam cha eka cha bhavanti. Shatam cha eka cha bhavanti. There are 101 nadis emanating from the heart. Hridayasya Nadya Shatam cha eka cha bhavanti. Full stop. Tasam eka within brackets Sushumna Nama Nadi. Three words Sushumna Nama Nadi. Tasam eka Sushumna Nama Nadi. Murdhanam Bhitva. Bhitva supplied. Murdhanam Bhitva. Abhinisrita Bhavati. Bhavati supplied. Full stop. Tasam eka Sushumna Nama Nadi. Murdhanam Bhitva Abhinisrita Bhavati. There is one Nadi called Sushumna Nadi that comes out, that is meant for the Sukshma Sarira to come out through the top of the head. All right. Next sentence. Upasakaha antakale, within brackets. Upasakaha antakale taya nadya urdhvam ayan. Taya nadya urdhvam ayan. Taya nadya urdhvam ayan. Nadya supplied. Gachan urdhvam ayan. Gachan supplied. Amritatvam eti. Amritatvam eti. So here there are two ways of doing the Anvaya. I want you to share your responses with me. That'll be your homework. Urdhvam ayan gachan amritatvam eti. Full stop. Vishwang within brackets nana vidha gatayaha. Vishwang nana vidha gatayaha. Anyaha nadyaha. Utkramane nimittam bhavanti. Utkramane nimittam bhavanti. Vishwang nana vidha gatayaha अन्याः नाड्यः उत्क्रमणे निमित्तं भवन्ति.
Wouldn't it be nadyaha?
இல்ல நாடி நாடி இல்ல நாடி நாட்ஜ் नाडी नाड्यौ नाड्यः घटी
Oh, nadi.
घट्यौ घट्यः ईकारान्त स्त्रीलिङ्गम्. Correct?
Nadi, nadi.
नदीवत्. But that Vishwang नानाविध गतयः अन्याः नाड्यः उत्क्रमणे निमित्तं भवति. These three words are in brackets. नानाविध गतयः, नाड्यः and nimittam are in brackets. Okay, let's see this again. Hridayasya nadyah shatam cha eka cha bhavanti. Tasam, the full stop. Tasam eka sushumna nama nadi urdhanam bhitva abhinisrita bhavati. Full stop. Upasakah antakale taya nadya urdhvam ayan gachan amritatvam eti. Full stop. विश्वंग नानाविध गतयः अन्याः नाड्यः उत्क्रमणे निमित्तं भवन्ति. Full stop. Next, Sambandha Bhaashyam to mantra number 17. Idanim
सर्ववल्यर्थ
उपसंहारार्थम् आह
उपसंहारार्थम् आह
अंगुष्टमात्रः पुरुषः.
अंगुष्टमात्रः पुरुषः
We can say this. अंगुष्टमात्रः पुरुषोऽन्तरात्मा.
अंगुष्टमात्रः पुरुषोऽन्तरात्मा
सदा जनानां हृदये सन्निविष्टः.
सदा जनानां हृदये सन्निविष्टः
तं स्वाच्छरीरात् प्रहृह्येत्.
तं स्वाच्छरीरात् प्रवृहेत्
मुञ्जादिव इशिकां धैर्येण.
मुञ्जादिव इशिकां धैर्येण
तं विद्यात् शुक्रममृतम्.
तं विद्यात् शुक्रममृतम्
तं विद्यात् शुक्रममृतमिति.
तं विद्यात् शुक्रममृतम् अमृतम् इति.
Correct. Once again, अंगुष्टमात्रः पुरुषोऽन्तरात्मा.
गुष्टमात्रः पुरुषोऽन्तरात्मा
सदा जनानां हृदये सन्निविष्टः.
सदा जनानां हृदये सन्निविष्टः
तं स्वाच्छरीरात् प्रवृहेत्.
तं स्वाच्छरीरात् प्रवृहेत्
मुञ्जादिवेशिकां धैर्येण.
मुञ्जादिवेशिकां धैर्येण
तं विद्यात् शुक्रममृतम्.
तं विद्यात् शुक्रममृतम्
तं विद्यात् शुक्रममृतमिति.
तं विद्यात् शुक्रममृतमिति.
Yeah. Aha says, declares, mentions. Who mentions? Within brackets, Upanishad mentions. Upanishad mentions. Okay, or you can say Yama. Yama mentions. Yama is giving the lecture, right? Talk. So Yamaha aha. Yama says. Yama says what? Says the next mantra, but what for he says this? Idanim sarva valli artha upasamharartham. For the purpose of upasamhara. Upasamhara means conclusion, summarizing, or concluding is even better. For the purpose of concluding the meaning, artha, meaning of all the Vallis. How many Vallis are there in this Upanishad? 6 Vallis are there. And so now the 6 Vallis are going to be summarized. With an intention of summarizing the message of all the Vallis, okay, Yamadharmaraja says, Aha. That's what he's saying. So long ago we saw that this Upakramopasamharo Abhyaso Purvata Palam Arthavadopapatti cha Tatparya Lingam Tatparya Nirnaye. Like that we saw. Okay. So that means, what does the text convey? What is the, when somebody reads a text, how do you figure out what it conveys? Because a lot of things will be said in a text. Because we talk about so many things, you just simply can't go in a straight line. You have to give side by side, you have to see. When we travel like this, we saw this, we saw that. We travel like, then we stopped here, then we had lunch there. And so like this, you keep going. And so even here also, a lot of things are to be talked about, because this is a teaching. This is a teaching. This is not some book where some facts are stated and just left like that. No, it's a teaching. The process of teaching itself is mentioned here. So Adhikaritvam has to be talked about, and who is the student, what kind of teacher, everything Yama himself talked. And then it's a role of karma, and then Shreyas, prayers, everything was talked about. But you don't have to talk about Shreyas, prayers. You don't have to talk about prayers, because this is Shreyo Margaha, there is Shreyo Grantaha. So why talk about prayers? Well, that's how it is teaching. You have to bring everything, consolidate the whole thing, because this is Vedanta. Vedanta. This is the culmination of all journeys. And so that is why Upasamhara. That's why it takes. So Upakramopasamhara means the abstract was given before, a thesis, what do you call that? Sanskrit, there's another word. It's called, I'm not getting it now. Anyway, Upakrama means opening statement. Upasamhara, concluding statement. Then other Arthavado and all we saw that. Praise is there. Abhyasa, repetition. What message is repeated again and again? Okay, that you hold on to that. Bhyaso, and then Artha Upapatti, reasoning, logic, all that is involved. Anyway, so here he's saying Upasamharartham, for the sake of concluding the message of this Upanishad. All right. What is the mantra here saying? Angushta matraha purushaha antaratma. All right. Purushaha antaratma. Purushaha is Parameshwaraha Ishvaraha. Pura ushati iti. Purushaha. Sarvam purayati iti. Purushaha. We saw 2 meanings. So Ishvaraha is indicated by the word Purusha, and Antaratma. Okay. Antaratma is Atma. Twampada Lakshyartaha. Hey, this is Jiva. This is me. Antaratma. And Purushaha, Ishvara is brought in. So there is an indication of Mahavakyam in this mantra. Purushaha and Antaratma are apparently equated here. And so there is that. And Angushta Matraha. Okay, what is the size of this Atma? And very interesting, right? It is like telling children stories, and you tell children stories in a way that they remember. You have to make it colorful. You make it all. The snake came there, and then you know what the mongoose did? The mongoose looked at the snake and was about to pounce. You have to act it out, so the child will remember all that. It's graphic. It has to be. The child is visualizing all that, and the child will never forget after that. Okay, like that here, so that we don't forget all this Atma business. And he's saying, oh, Angushta Matraha. We saw this already. Because heart, and Hridaye Sannivishtaha also is saying right here. Hridaye Sannivishtaha. The Atma is there in the heart. And heart is the size of the fist. That also we saw earlier. And within the fist, the maximum space you have is Angushta Matraha. Thumb. There's only space. Tam space. That's all the space is there. So we can't forget this. And so, like that. And if you can't forget Angushta Matraha, then you won't forget what is coming after that. Angushta Matra Purushottaratma. That is a technique. And so, that Atma, which is of the size of the thumb, which is there in the mind, which is there in the heart, all that we saw long ago. Okay. Sada Jananam Hridaye Sannivishtaha. It is there in everybody's heart all the time. Okay. It is there. It will never escape. It is not something that is locked up. It is there all the time. Nobody has to restrain it. And Munjad iva ishikam dhairyena tam swat charirat pravruhet. That Atma pravruhet, you have to extract that Atma. You have to extract that Atma. Okay. From what? From your own body, you have to extract that Atma. Okay. And how do you do that? Munjat ishikam iva dhairyena. There is this munja grass. Munja grass is there. And it is used in our Upanayana ceremony and Vivaha and all, it is used. The Maunji Bandhanam and all is there. So there is a particular Kriya that is done, karma done during Upanayana of a boy or a girl. And so they tie there's a belt made of munja grass. You must have seen it. And so that is the, and what happened, what they do is, it seems they do this, not during Upanayana, but they do it, they must do it in Ayurveda or something. They take the munja grass and it has a pith. There is an inside part of the grass and then there is the grass itself. And you have to carefully remove the pith from the grass. And the grass is very sharp. And so if you are not careful, it will poke. It will create wounds in the skin. And so it is to be done very carefully. And Swamiji says he saw it done. And like that, you have to carefully take the Atma away from your body. Yeah, that's the way you should do it.
Is Munja Darbai?
See, Munja is not Darbai. No, Darba is different. Darba grass is different. This is different. Okay. Munja is different. So, Dhairyena means Dhairyam, generally it has come to mean confidence, okay, courage. But here, Dhairyena is not courage, but it means carefully, alertly, okay. Because it's difficult to do this, and if you are not careful, you get hurt in the process. Tam vidyat shukram amritam. Tam vidyat. That Atma, once you pull the Atma out of the body, then understand that Atma to be the pure and to be that Amritam, immortal Brahma that we've been talking about all along. Like that is concluding. And then Tam vidyat shukram amritam. A repetition is there. A repetition indicates conclusion of the text. Like that, Shankara is going to tell us. Iti. Iti. Iti means that is a teaching. My dear Nachiketa, my dear friend, you come here all the way, and this is the teaching that you asked for. Okay, like that he's going to tell. So what is talked about here? The Purushaha Antaratma is Mahavakyam, or Purushaha, if you take Purushaha as Atma itself, then that is Tvam. That is a Jiva. Purushaha also is Jiva. Antaratma also is Jiva. Then the last portion, Tam Vidyat Shukram Amritam, that Amritam is Brahma. And so there, that Atma and Brahma are equated. That is the Aikyam. The last quarter is the Aikyam. And in between what is said, you have to separate it carefully. Hey, what is this? I've studied Bhagavad Gita for so many years. I didn't know how to separate like this. No. It is called Atma Anatma Vivekaha. Shankara is going to explain all that. Okay. It is cognitive separation. There is no physical separation anywhere being done. All right. Let us look at the Bhaashyam. Angushta You can unmute yourself, Girish.
Angushta
Purushaha Antaratma
Purushaha Andaratmaha
Sadas Jananam
Sada Janana
Sambandhini
Sambandhini
Hridaye Sannivishtaha
Hridaye Sannivishtaha
Yatha Vyakhyataha.
Yada Vyakhyataha.
Yeah. So, a lot of words are there here. Angushta Matraha, Purushaha, Antaratma, Sada, Jananam. He doesn't explain much at all. Why he doesn't explain much? Yatha Vyakhyataha. Because just as I've already explained, and I've already explained means you have to go back to 2.1.12. You can make a note. 2.1.12. So there, Angushta Purushaha Madhye Tishtati Ishanam Bhuta Bhavyasya Tato Na Vijugupsate. Like that, we saw that in 2.1.12. And then 2.1.13 also. Angushtamatra Purushaha Jyotiriva Adhumakaha. We saw that there. Ishano Bhuta Bhavyasya, etc. We saw there. So there he had already explained. Angushta Matraha means Angushta Parimanaha, of the size of the thumb. All that he explained there. And Purushaha means Jivatma. Okay. And there we saw Ishanaha Bhuta Bhavyasya. So Bhuta Bhavyasya Ishanaha. Knowing that Atma to be none other than the Lord of the three periods of time. What a magnificent statement it is. Bhuta Bhavyasya Ishanaha. Past, present, and future. Means Ishvara. Knowing that Atma to be essentially non-different from Ishvara, then that person, na tato vijugupsate, the person does not desire to protect himself herself. That is what we saw. So just a reminder. So, beautiful statements. Then again, 2.1.13, similarly, there was another mantra. Okay, so that Hridaye Buddhau is going to tell later again. Hridaye Sannivishtaha. Okay. So Angushta means suddenly something else comes to mind. Angushta is thumb, In Sanskrit, Angushtaha is thumb. So Angushtaha, Tarjani, Madhyama, Anamika, Kanishtika. Correct? These are the 5 fingers.
Yes.
Angulyaha. Okay. So Angushtaha. So it seems there is a time one king wanted to know who are the greatest scholars in my kingdom. Okay, greatest scholars in my kingdom. So Pura Kavinam Ganana Prasange is a very popular Shubhashita. All of you might will know it. It's not, it's a nice one. So Pura Kavinam Ganana Prasange. Hey, there was a time when there was an opportunity for the king to announce, hey, I want to know who are all the greatest scholars. Kavinam. Kavi means scholar, poet, scholar. Okay. See, those days you can see Shankara writing shlokas and writing Bhaashyam also. So the difference between a poet and a scholar is very less, close to zero. A scholar is a poet is a scholar. These days we think they are different people, but no, it's not like that. So Kavi means Dirghadarshi, one who can see the future and tell the world what things are all about. Okay. All right. Pura Kavinam Ganana Prasangi. When this kind of context arose, then Pura Kavinam Ganana Prasange Kanishtika Dhishtita Kalidasaha. I'm trying to recall that. So then what happened? Everybody said Kalidasa is number 1. So everybody raised their finger like this. They raised their Kanishtika finger like this and say, Kalidasa is number one. Kalidasa. Kanishtika Dishtita Kalidasa means Kalidasa was situated in this finger, counted by this finger. Then what? Adhyapi Tatulya Kaver Abhavat. Okay. Adhyapi. Even today, there is second one was not found equal to Kalidasa, it seems. Second one was not found. Therefore, Anamika Sarthavati Babuva. Therefore, this finger stands to be called Anamika. No name yet found. That is the meaning of that Subhashita. It's a beautiful Subhashita. I love it. And so, we don't have to talk about all that here. Yama will be wondering, what is this guy talking about Anamika and all that? So, just for our own entertainment, I mentioned it. So, all right, that Hrida Manisha, you can also note 239 mantra number, where this Hrida Manisha Manasavi Klaptaha, there also this idea of heart, the mind situated in the heart, then the Atma situated in the mind that is situated in the heart, all that we talked about there. All right. Let's read the Bhaashyam. Or did we read it? Sannivishta, yeah, yatha vyakhyataha. Yeah, I have to explain this. So, Angushta Matraha Purushaha Antaratma Sada Jananam Sambandhini. Okay. So, this Angushta Matra Purushaha, that Purusha, that Jiva, which is of the size of the thumb, Angushta Matraha, Hridaya Sannivishta is there in the heart, in the physical heart, right? That's how the Shastram visualizes the Atma, not to be taken literally. Antaratma, that inner self, Jananam, of all beings, Jananam, of all beings, Tada Hridaya Sannivishtaha, always there in the heart, always there. And Shankara is saying, Sambandhini, Sambandhini. It's a grammatical expression, Sambandhini. So this Sambandhi, Sambandha Shashti. It's called Sambandha Shashti. So that means it is there, it is related to all people, the hearts of all people. That Atma which is related to the hearts of all people, which is located in the hearts of all people. So it's a grammatical usage. Yatha vyakhyataha hridaye sannivishtaha. Sannivishtaha, situation, situated. Samyak. Sam ni vish tapratyaya, Sanskrit students. And so, well located, well situated means what? Without any force, it is there. Atma is always there. Nobody can shake it. Nobody needs to shake it, and it is always there. That's what Sannivishtaha. All right. Let's read the next sentence here. Tam
Tam
swat atmiyat
Svat Atmiyat
sharirat
Sharirat
pravrhet
Pravruhet
udyachet
Udhyachet
nishkarshet
Nishkarshyet
पृथक कुर्यात इत्यर्थः.
Prutak Kuryat Ityartah.
Okay, munjat.
There is a word here, Kimi Veti.
Okay, kim iva
Kim Iva
iti uchyate.
Iti Uchyate
Munjat
Munjat
iva ishikam
Iva Ishikam
antastham
Antastham
dhairyena
Dhairyena
Apramadena.
Apramadena.
Yeah. So he's explaining the second half. The third quarter of the mantra is being explained. Tam swat sharirat pravrhet. Pravrhet means what? Shankaracharya is saying here. Udyached. Udyached. Udyached means I don't understand what that word is. Okay. Then that means niskarshet. Nishkarshet means what? That also I don't understand. Prithak kuryat. Ityartaha.
Separation.
Shankara is in a mood. Just uses writing. This is writing. And finally, Prithak kuryat, do you understand? He says. You should be able to understand, he says. Prithak. Prithak we understand. Prithak means separate. Make distinct. Just clarify by making it distinct. Prithak kuryat. Just separate it out. Okay. Separate what out? That Angushtamatra Purushaha has to be separated out. From where? Swat Atmiyat Sharirat Pravrihit. Swat Atmiyat. Swat Sharirat. Atmiyat Sharirat. From one's own body, not from somebody else's body. You take your Atma out from your own body. And you have been given a body, you've been given an Atma. And so those two things you have to separate. Okay. All right. And by now we know there is no real separation. There is no physical separation of two things. Even though he's going to say, Kim iva iti uchyate. Like what? Like what? And munjadiva ishikam. Just like that antastam. That's like the pith of that already thin grass. And inside the thin grass, there is a pith of the grass. You have to see means what? So that's obviously going to be difficult. And so, dhairyena apramadena, carefully, just like they do it carefully. It's a physical example. Don't take this Atma separation also to be like the physical example. It is like the likeness is not the physical part. The likeness is the difficulty part. Okay. That's why it says dhairyena apramadena. Dhairyena apramadena. Shankara says apramada. Pramada means what? Carelessness. Pramada. Without any commitment, without any focus, just randomly doing stuff. This is called pramada. Pramada leads to tragedy. Okay, leads to all kinds of problems. Therefore, he says apramadena. He says with a commitment, with focus, making up your mind, and then deciding what you're going to do, and then going after it after you've decided. And so that is called apramadena. And so, how am I going to separate out this Atma from the body? Carefully. Okay. So, that is what we talk about as Bhagatyaga, Lakshanam, etc. We'll see that in the next class. It requires a little bit of explanation. It's simple. You all know that already. But we'll see that. It's already 7:30 here. So, Shankara is going to continue to explain it. And then Tam Vidyat. So he's bringing in Vidya here. That you must know. That Atma you must know as the Amritam Brahma. Like that we're going to say later. So with that, this seems to be like the Upasamhara, the concluding mantra of this Upanishad, summarizing mantra. And next mantra also he's going to say is Upasamhara. And then following that, there is a Sahana Bhavatu. That mantra, that Shanti mantra, Shankaracharya is going to explain to us. That'll be very nice. So we'll see all that in the upcoming couple of classes. Om Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Kale Varshatu Parjanyah पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ